Hello everybody, Roger here. One more video for Edulastic, and this video is going to detail how to enter your Edulastic score into Illuminate. So the scenario being that your students have completed their summative assessment, you've gone through and graded specifically the constructed response questions, and now you're just ready to enter it into Illuminate. So a few things I've got open here. One, I do have my Edulastic account open. I also have my Illuminate account open because we do want to work with those side by side. So let's get started. So we're going to again open up the class that you want to work with. So in this one here, we're working with our Edulastic training class. And I'm simply going to open up the class. And I'm going to locate the test that I'm looking for. And I'm looking at my trimester 1 third grade summative assessment. And just like before, we're going to click on View Responses. And when I open up View Responses, it's going to give me all of my student data. Again, I'm only working with 2 students because I do have a pretend class set up, but you would see all 20 to 30 there for you. Now at this point, we're going to download the grade. So we have a document that is easy to work with. So if I come over here, I need to click on Student Responses. That's going to select my students. Then I'm going to come over here and download my grades. And what you should notice is the download will begin. And once the download begins, you can see there it popped up on my screen. Once that download is complete, we can go ahead, click on it. And what it's going to do is open up an Excel file of that data. So now I've got my Excel file here, and this is my grade report. And you can see here the column we're really worried about here is, well, 2 of them. I'm going to open up this one a little bit. So I do have my student names. And then over here I do have my score percentage. Okay, and those are the 2 that are going to be the most important. Now when it comes to the score percentage, we are going to be working with whole numbers. We are not going to get into the decimal places after, so you will need to round up your percentage scores to the nearest whole percentage. Now I'm going to use this document. At this point I'm done with Edulastic. So let me organize my screen here a little better for you. I am done in Edulastic, and I am ready to get into Illuminate. So in Illuminate, a few things we're going to be working with here. First, I've got to locate my test. Now, I know there are a lot of filters up here. You've got the author, the year, the grade, type, scope, and subject. I highly recommend that you only use 3 of these. Okay, do not worry about the author, but simply select the year, the grade level you are working with, and the subject you want to work with. So for our summative math assessments, we're looking at 2016-17. I'm working in grade 3, but obviously this would be your grade level. And then I'm working with mathematics. I'm going to click search, and it should bring up my assessments for each trimester. So I've got here my 3rd grade math trimester 1 summative assessment. You will notice I have labeled them with Edulastic, so they're easier for you to locate. I've got trimester 3 and 2 there as well. So I want to make sure I click on trimester 1. You're going to get this screen here. We're just going to dismiss this because there's nothing here that I need. Then I'm going to come up here to administration, and I'm going to go to enter edit. Now since I do not have a class, there's quite a few filters here that I personally would work with. But for you, you're going to have one site. You're going to have one course unless you have a combination class, in which case you'll have 2 different grade levels. But you work through these filters, and then you would simply click on Find Students. Now for me, it's going to give me a whole bunch, but that is okay for today's demonstration. Now from here, you're going to be working side by side. So I do have my percentages here, and then I do have my questions here. So I'm going to work in this question column. And you can see here mine are 12% and 0%. So what I would do is come over here, and let's assume these students are the ones I'm working with. I would click on that question. I would enter 0, or 12 was the first one, I'm sorry, 12. Simply hit the enter key, and then I would hit 0. And you would just work your way down. Let's just assume these are scores. And if you notice these are your students, do not worry, this will all be deleted. and you would just go down and enter the scores. Now, once you've got that complete, you'll notice it did say saving and saved. There's an autosave feature on Illuminate, so you don't have to worry about that, but I always recommend that if you have entered something new and that save button is live, just hit save. Once you've completed that process, your grades are now complete. You've administered the test, you've graded the test, and once these scores get placed into Illuminate, then your responsibilities for this summative assessment from a district standpoint and in terms of data is complete. And we just thank you for working through this. I know it hasn't been the easiest thing getting used to a new system, but you guys have been great with it, so we thank you. If you've got any questions, please let me know, and we'll work through this together. Have a good one.